A lot of people think their first trip to the Philippines starts when they land. It doesn't. It starts the second they begin packing, like they're moving there forever, daydreaming about the girl they met online, and assuming everything will work the way it does back home. That's usually where the first mistakes happen. Not in the bars, not in the malls, not even in traffic. They happen before the plane doors even close. I am Zia, and today I want to walk you through the smartest way to handle your first trip to the Philippines, especially if you're coming in fresh, a little overexcited, and thinking you'll just figure it out as you go. You can figure it out as you go, but you'll have a much better time if you already understand a few things before you land. Number 1. The second you get to the airport, stop thinking like a tourist from 10 years ago and start thinking like somebody who doesn't want to get ripped off. Use Grab. That should be one of the first apps on your phone. It's basically the easiest way to move around without getting hustled by airport taxis, broken meter stories, or inflated foreigner prices before your trip even starts. If you're in Manila or BGC and you're comfortable with it, motorcycle ride apps exist too, and they can cut through traffic fast. But for most people, especially first timers with luggage, heat, and jet lag cooking their brain, Grab is the easier move. It's simple, clear, and it saves you from starting the trip irritated. Number 2, your phone is probably not going to behave the way you think it will. A lot of people land, turn on their phone, and instantly realize they are half connected, overpriced, or not connected at all. Get a local SIM card fast. Globe and Smart are the main two, and which one works better can depend on where you are. In parts of Manila, one may feel fine. In more provincial areas, the other may do better. The bigger point is this: don't arrive assuming your home setup will carry you. And while you're at it, get everybody you need back home on Wi-Fi, calling apps before you leave. That way, you're not bleeding money every time you want to say, yes, I landed, yes, I'm alive, yes, the humidity is trying to kill me. Number 3, pack lighter than you think you should. This is where people get ridiculous. They bring half their house. Extra gadgets, too many shoes, clothes for every weather condition, small appliances, random entertainment like they're preparing for a survival bunker. Relax. The Philippines is hot. Most of the time, you're going to want light clothes, easy shoes, and stuff you won't hate wearing when the air feels like a wet towel. One suitcase and one carry-on is usually enough for a normal trip. Bring one nicer outfit if you plan to hit a casino, a fancier dinner spot, or somewhere that wants long pants and a collared shirt. Other than that, stop dragging your whole identity through the airport, and if you forget something basic, clothing is easy to buy here unless you're a very hard to fit size. Also, if you're picky about cigarettes, condoms, or other little personal basics, bring what you know works. Don't assume local availability is going to match whatever you're used to. Number 4, choose your base carefully. A lot of people obsess over where to start, and honestly, it matters more than they think. Manila has everything, sure, but it can also hit a first-timer like a brick. Traffic, density, noise, long airport exits, expensive taxis if you screw up, and that general feeling of, what exactly did I just land in? Cebu is often an easier first base for a lot of people. It still gives you city convenience, flights, food, malls, nightlife, and access to other islands, but it often feels less punishing right out of the gate. If you're more of a digital nomad type and care about internet, cafes, decent infrastructure, and having a smoother landing pad, areas like BGC are strong for that too. The point is, have a base. Don't bounce around like a confused pinball on day 1. Number 5, if you're coming to meet a girl you met online, do not let that situation take over your entire arrival. This is where a lot of men lose control of their own trip almost immediately. The woman wants to meet you at the airport. She wants to see you first, claim the moment, lock in the emotional ground, and sometimes keep other women from getting a shot at you too. And if you're talking to multiple women, it can get messy fast. Now, if you only care about meeting one girl and giving the whole trip to that situation, fine. That's your decision. But if you want breathing room, don't set the tone by becoming somebody's instant possession in arrivals. Meet later, meet in a public place, maybe even visit her on her own turf once you've had time to settle. A trip feels very different when you arrive into your own experience first, instead of stepping immediately into someone else's agenda. Number 6, protect your three most important things like your whole trip depends on them, because it kind of does. Your passport, your wallet, and your phone. Lose any one of those, and suddenly the trip stops being tropical and starts becoming paperwork, stress, and very bad language. A lot of men rely on pockets or soft backpacks. Bad idea. Backpacks can get cut. Pockets can get picked. If you're moving around a lot, use something small, secure, and annoying to steal. And make a copy of your passport information page. Keep it separate. Write down important phone numbers somewhere that is not just your phone. Because if the phone disappears too, you don't want your whole life vanishing with it. Number 7, money needs a system. Don't land and exchange a huge pile of cash at the airport just because it feels convenient. Change enough to get moving, food, ride, basic comfort, then do the rest in the city where you can compare rates. And don't assume local payment apps are going to welcome you with open arms just because everybody around you uses them. A lot of visitors discover very quickly that some local wallets are more trouble than they're worth if you don't have the right local ID or setup. So use a no foreign transaction fee card if you have one, bring clean crisp bills if you're exchanging cash, and stop making your life harder than it needs to be. Simple system, less stress. Number 8, the heat is not a joke. I don't care if you're from Texas, Arizona, Nevada, Australia, wherever. A lot of people still underestimate what Philippine heat plus humidity feels like when you're sleep deprived, walking more than usual, and trying to act like you have energy. You won't, at least not the way you think you will. Your body will slow down, your patience will shrink, your shirt will betray you, so hydrate hard. Bring sunblock, bring bug spray if you're going outside the city, into greener areas, provinces, beaches, jungles, any of that. And don't act shocked when you suddenly need a nap at a weird hour. The climate is not attacking you personally. It just doesn't care where you came from. Number 9, stop assuming the water situation is casual. Do not drink tap water like you're testing fate. Be careful with random ice too, unless you know what kind of place you're in. A lot of travelers only need one bad decision with water or ice to spend the next day making promises to God from a bathroom. Buy proper drinking water. Use filtered water where it's clearly supplied. Even brushing your teeth, some people get cautious about that, depending on where they are and how sensitive their stomach is. The Philippines is a great place to enjoy food and drinks. It is not the place to act like your stomach can win every battle. Number 10, be patient because this country does not move on your clock. This one is huge. Service can be warm but slower. Checkout can take longer because they check rooms. Orders get repeated back. Bills don't arrive with the urgency you think they should. Staff are often polite, but not always in a speed run hurry. And if you start acting like an angry Western productivity machine every time something takes 10 extra minutes, you're going to spend a lot of your trip aggravated for no good reason. Learn how to signal people. Learn how to ask clearly. Learn how to chill out a little. The more patient you are, the smoother your experience usually becomes. Number 11, learn a few words, but don't turn into a walking phrase book. Some visitors think they need to master Tagalog before they arrive. You don't. A few useful phrases go a long way, and the effort is appreciated. A simple greeting, a thank you, a respectful word for somebody older, those little things matter. But you do not need to arrive trying to sound like you were raised in Quezon City. Most people can meet you halfway in English. The point is respect, not performance. Learn enough to warm the interaction, not enough to make yourself weird. Number 12. Understand what daily life feels like here instead of trying to fight it. Malls are not just malls. They're air-conditioned survival zones. They're meeting spots, food courts, cool-down stations, mini-cities. Roosters may wake you up if you're outside the dense city zones. Jeepneys are fun and very Filipino. But yes, they can confuse the life out of first-timers if you don't have a local helping you decode the rhythm. Self-care is cheap compared to a lot of Western countries. So if you need a massage, a facial, or even some basic maintenance, this is one of the few places where that kind of thing doesn't have to feel like a luxury crisis. And safety-wise, the Philippines is not some giant movie set waiting to jump you, but don't be stupid. Avoid wandering badly lit areas late at night. Don't get drunk and loud in local bars. Don't show off money around crowds. Don't start drama where people have numbers and you don't. And maybe that's the best way to understand your first trip here. The Philippines is amazing for people who know how to ease into it. It can be a disaster for people who show up overpacked, overheated, overconfident, underprepared, and emotionally hijacked by the first girl, first scam, first taxi, first argument, or first fantasy that crosses their path. The good news is, you don't need to be an expert before you land. You just need to come in light, stay flexible, protect your important stuff, use the local tools, respect the pace, and stop expecting everything to run like home. Do that, and your first trip here has a much better chance of turning into a great story instead of a cautionary one.